It's roughly 2,700 years ago. You're standing outside at night when suddenly a bright streak slices across the sky and disappears. No astronomy app, no Google, no friend texting, relax, it's just space dust. To you, the sky isn't just scenery. It might be where the gods live, where fate is written, or where the universe sends very dramatic notifications. So when ancient people saw a shooting star, what did they think it actually was? The strange answer is almost everything except what it really is. And depending on where you lived, that tiny flash could mean war, political disaster, or simply that nature was doing something weird. Let's start in ancient Mesopotamia, where watching the night sky was basically a government job. By the first millennium BCE, Babylonian and Assyrian scholars were carefully recording eclipses, planets, unusual stars, and meteors. Collections such as Enuma, Anu, and Lil, developed from the late 2nd millennium BCE onward, linked celestial events with things happening on Earth. And the king paid attention. A Neo-Assyrian report from the 7th century BCE describes an omen involving a meteor that flashed across the sky like a torch. Its direction could be interpreted as a sign that an enemy army might be defeated. Imagine being the royal astronomer responsible for that report. Your Majesty, good news. A glowing object crossed the sky. And, I think your enemies are doomed. Very scientific. To Mesopotamian scholars, a shooting star wasn't necessarily a falling object at all. It was information. The heavens were like a giant message board, and unfortunately for the king, almost every notification looked suspicious. Then came the Greeks. Around 350 BCE, Aristotle tried something different. Instead of immediately asking, which god is angry now, he asked whether shooting stars might have a natural cause. In his Meteorologica, Aristotle argued that the sun heated the earth, causing dry, smoky material to rise into the atmosphere. When this material ignited, he thought it could create fiery streaks that appeared to move across the sky. Was Aristotle wrong? Yes. Yes, he was. But give the man some credit. He didn't know about meteoroids entering Earth's atmosphere at enormous speeds. He didn't have telescopes, satellites, or several centuries of physics. What he did have was a willingness to say, maybe this isn't a supernatural warning. Maybe something physical is happening. And that was a surprisingly important idea. Aristotle was basically that friend who confidently explains how everything works during dinner, gets half the details wrong, but accidentally moves science forward. Now travel east to ancient China, where astronomers took the night sky extremely seriously. Chinese records preserved observations of unusual celestial events across many centuries. One famous account in the Zhuozhuan, traditionally dated to 687 BCE, describes an extraordinary night when stars fell like rain. Picture that for a moment. Not one shooting star. Dozens, maybe hundreds. Bright streaks covering the night sky while you stand underneath, with absolutely no idea that Earth is passing through debris left by a comet. If that happened today, we'd film it. Back then, someone probably wondered whether the emperor had done something terribly wrong. And that wasn't far from the official interpretation. During the Han Dynasty, court astronomers often treated unusual events in the sky as signs connected with politics and the behavior of rulers. A record from 15 BCE in the Han Shu describes meteors falling repeatedly during the night. The event wasn't just recorded. It was interpreted. Stars could symbolize rulers, officials, and subjects. So stars suddenly falling from the heavens could be read as a warning that the political order was becoming unstable. Basically, the emperor could receive a performance review from space. One star falls? Concerning. Hundreds fall? Maybe cancel your afternoon plans. Here's the funny part. Humans watched shooting stars for thousands of years, but the modern scientific understanding is surprisingly recent. After the spectacular Leonid meteor storm of 1833, scientists began studying meteor showers much more systematically. Today, we know most shooting stars are tiny pieces of rock or dust entering Earth's atmosphere at tremendous speed and producing a glowing trail. No gods. No collapsing empire. Usually just a very small rock having an extremely bad day. And that's what makes these ancient explanations so interesting. Mesopotamian scholars saw messages about war. Chinese astronomers saw warnings about political order. Aristotle saw a natural phenomenon that could be explained, even if his explanation was wrong. None of them were stupid. They were doing exactly what humans still do, taking something mysterious and trying to fit it into the best model of reality they had. Our model is better tested now. And thankfully, your government probably doesn't collapse every August when the Perseids appear. So next time a shooting star crosses the sky, go ahead and make a wish. At least nobody expects you to explain it to a nervous king before breakfast.